Welcome back everyone to our gameplay series of Farm Manager 2021. And since we were last together, there has been a major update to the game. We've got some additional processing buildings to talk about, some more production options for us, and there has been a change to the market demand. Essentially, the market demand is a new part of the game that will decrease the pricing and decrease our profits if we flood the market with too much of any particular item. So basically, in the past, up until now, we've been able to specialize if we wanted to and just have our entire farm be based on one product, whether it was selling a certain type of meat or a certain produce, vegetables, you name it. If we just overloaded the market with that one thing, it really didn't have very much, if any, effect on the pricing. The pricing goes up and down, but that's just part of the game mechanics. Now, with market demand, the pricing can be pushed down by up to 40% if we flood the market. So essentially, supply and demand becomes a real issue in the game. If we flood the market with too much supply, then the pricing goes down because of that. So it gives you really a lot more incentive to spread around and really look at multiple products on the farm. The good news for us, we're already doing that. I mean, we're selling several different things, mostly related to the animal products, but we're selling several different things, so that means we should be in good shape. However, these new production buildings will give us some further options. So let's take a quick look at those. I believe there's 3 new buildings, if I'm reading the update correctly, starting with the Smokehouse. So the Smokehouse is going to give us another option. Instead of taking the animals to the slaughterhouse right here and then selling off the meat, now we can take the meat and further process that in the Smokehouse, and then that will give us more options for different products and keeping a way to use the same animals for multiple different products without flooding the market with any one in particular. Now, if we, let's move over a little bit. So as we look, of course, milk processing, fruits, vegetable processing, all of that we've got. And now we have a bakery as well. The bakery will take the flour that is produced over here at the mill, and we can now turn that into, looks like some different types of breads. So that is excellent. So again, just one more product that we can use. Of course, frozen food we're very familiar with. Then you got your oil factory, and then finally our food processing plant, the final new member of the update, at least as far as I'm aware. Now this one I don't really know a lot about. It says that we can make ready dishes that can be sold. So basically, this is almost like turning this into complete meals. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what all the raw materials are that we need. I'm guessing some vegetables, maybe some breads. Who knows what we might get into with this. So it looks like we got some soup, maybe some canned products. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities with a food processing plant. It's a very general type of item, so maybe we'll have to get into that just to see what the possibilities are. But I thought what we would start with, as far as that goes, I want to keep an eye out for our research. We got 22 days left, and right now we're just on the standard game speed, so that's going to take quite a bit of time there. We'll speed things up here shortly once we get into some construction, but I think for us it makes the most sense that if we're going to do this, we could go chickens or cows. Of course, right now with our cows, we're just leaving them alone. We have the small enclosures. Each enclosure is full, and we are not using a slaughterhouse to sell any of the beef. So one of our options would be to simply use our existing cow enclosures, even though they're the small ones, and set up our slaughterhouse and then our smokehouse from that. And I like that idea. That's going to hurt our milk production and therefore our cheese production a little bit, but I think I'm okay with that, just so that we can see how this new stuff works. We've already got logistics in the area. We've got a warehouse. However, it's pretty far away, so we're going to need a few buildings. So let's go ahead and get started with that. we'll do that, and then the next thing we will do is we'll take a look at maybe what are the smoked meats available to us. We know we have smoked beef that is available. I saw that on the pop-up window. But let's see, first things first, let's do a slaughterhouse. I don't think the slaughterhouse, yeah, it doesn't fit right in that little grid area. So let's go ahead and put it right there. And of course, we'll move our gravel road. One of these days, we might get into upgrading those roads to be much quicker travel. But for right now, gravel's fine for our purposes. So we've now got the slaughterhouse, and which means the next thing up is the smokehouse. And for right now, we'll just simply do a 1-to-1 ratio on this. I have no idea. We've seen in the past that 1-to-1 is not the ratio. We've found that out with some of our other processing. But for right now, we'll just go with that since we're trying to introduce and just get an idea of how this works. We also want a warehouse, because you can see we can keep meats in there as well as frozen foods. So this will definitely work great here. And I'm going to put it right down there. So that should be perfect. And of course, now that we've got a couple more production facilities up and going, or about to be up and going, we're going to need some employees. I have no idea how many. However, I've got a pretty good idea. We're going to need at least one new house, because I believe everything is full that we have so far. 8 of 8 here. Of course, these are pretty far away anyway. Yeah, there's room for one more there, but we're not really interested in anything that far away. I think we can fit one right here and then bring our grid right alongside that. So let's give that a shot. All right, social, we want permanent housing. There we go. And let's see if we can do that. Yes, indeed. And we're going to go ahead and connect that all the way down to the road. That is perfect. And we'll have to see what we can do. Looks like on this side we're good to go as well. You know, one thing we really don't have to worry about in this game is wasting space. There's so much space available for us to purchase that room should not be an issue. Okay, I believe we're good to go. That should give us space for 8 employees. That would give us 4 and 4. So maybe, I'm guessing at least one of these only has probably 3 employees maybe. So we should have plenty here. What about electricity? And, oh, how about that? That's perfect. So our transformer, I think right there. Yeah, there we go, right there. Yep, it fit everything just perfect. All right, looks like our construction, let's go ahead and speed things up a little bit. Again, time is not really an issue. How many employees do we need? 4 here. Okay, it looks like this one's going to be done here shortly. Let's go ahead and change the production because we know that we're going to go beef. Okay, but we do have some other options. Okay, so we've got smoked chicken and, of course, smoked beef. We got smoked pork. Looks like we can even do our fish. What is this? This is smoked plum. Okay, I have not heard of that before. Okay, so we've got actually a lot of different items. Pretty much every animal that we've got can be smoked. Oh, I like that quite a bit. All right, let's see how many employees we need in the slaughterhouse. I've forgotten. 4 employees. Okay, so we need, let's go back down to regular speed. I'm keeping an eye out for this research. And the reason is we're finishing up our final upgrade on reducing the price of the new buildings. But then I really want to get into this sales training because it increases the minimum price of products and crops by 10, 20, and then 30%. And you can see each one of those really doesn't take very long. So that means more profit for us. So I really want to get into that. So it looks like the first thing we need is some people. Let's go ahead and hire 8 people. And what we want is, where is it? We want manufacturing. So let's go ahead and get these guys. Housing number 19. I believe that's the most recent one. Hopefully it is anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. Yeah, looks like that's it. Okay, we'll come back in here in just a second. Let's go ahead and get some training done on these guys. Make sure they're maxed out. We didn't get any perfect employees there that had manufacturing and then endurance for the second skill. Always like to get those perfect employees wherever we possibly can. Let's see, where are we? Luca and then Grace. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get these guys up and running. Let's change this production while I'm thinking about it. Oh, there's the cows right there. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so these guys, where do we want them to do? All right, so we've got all of our small enclosures here. Let's just go ahead and use these. And I'm going to go to 2. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. It should leave you a breeding pair. Hopefully, anyway. But we may have to keep an eye on that. And that makes me wonder, since we haven't been using the slaughterhouse, I don't think we built a vet clinic anywhere nearby. Okay, let's make sure I got all of those at 2. Yes. Okay, so we're good. So there we go. We see the trucks starting to come out. They're grabbing the animals. Perfect. And we'll have to keep an eye out for these guys to be ready to breed. And hopefully that will happen pretty soon. All right, but we need a vet clinic. There it is. Let's see. Do we need... I think we can handle... Let's see if I put one up here. I like that. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and put one over here. And do that. And then I'm going to put one right. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. All right, that'll give us one on each corner. This one can take care of at least these 3 or 4. Okay, it looks like all of the animals have already been picked up, except here. They still have 4 there. It could be that they're out of range. Are they out of range? Oh no, the slaughterhouse has a huge range. Okay, looks like they just haven't needed those just yet, or just simply haven't gotten to them. Okay, so we're good to go there, I believe. Yeah, you can see this guy's coming back out. Yeah, I'm seeing 4 here, 4 there. So yeah, all of these still have plenty. Okay, so that's good. Let's come back in here before I forget, and let's try to hire some more people. So we need 3 more. Let's do our manufacturing. So 1, 2, and looks like we just got enough of the type of employees we need. So Grace, we have, okay, we already did her training. And who else do we have? Thomas. Thomas is already ready to go, so he came prepared to work. All right, let's see about David. David definitely does not look like the type of guy that you would have working in a slaughterhouse or a smokehouse. He just doesn't look that at all. Okay, but now these guys are ready to go there. Okay, Smokehouse. Go ahead and assign these 4. Okay, we're probably going to get some error messages here pretty quick. Let's see. You guys need cows. You do not need cows. You have 12 cows and you only need 2 for each cycle. You do not need cows. I don't know what that error message is for, quite frankly. All right, so for the time being, do you guys have... Okay, you don't have anything yet, but it looks like you need 100 beef for that, and these guys are going to create 290 every cycle. So there you see the beef right there, so that's good. That means that we're probably going to be able to support, I would say, 2 of the smokehouses for each one. Again, we'll see how that goes, but I'm guessing that that's going to be the case. All right, so we've already got, yeah, we've got plenty of room in there. You can see we've got tons and tons of warehouse space, so no worries about running out of warehouse space. We've got the employees that we need. The next thing we need to do because as we get our smoked meats going, let's go ahead and type this in. This is what we want. The smoked beef, and we just want to see when this comes into storage. So when they start bringing it in here so that we can set up our automatic selling of the product. All right, so we're 11 days left. Let's go ahead and turn the fast forward up just a little bit. All right, so that's going to give us our very first production. Let's see, these guys. Okay, not bad. All right, I hate it when it does that to my camera because we've talked about extensively. I do not have good luck with this camera. All right, so far that's not too bad. All right, so all of these are still at 2. Now we haven't really gotten to, I believe it's what, once every month, maybe even 2 months, that these guys will be ready to breed. So let's go ahead and crank up the time a little bit. Again, I'm watching here. Now these error messages, I've learned to just ignore these. Some of these, you know, like the needing more cows right here, I don't really know what it's talking about with that. Of course, we know there are going to be some error messages about not enough beef and so on. So I basically just ignore most of those. I ignore these green messages as well, simply because for the most part, there's nothing I'm going to do with that. We'll just keep an eye out visually every once in a while and just glance to see if we have still just 2 in these enclosures or if there's more than that. But right now, in fact, speaking of which, we're not actually going to change the production, but we've got chickens there that we can do. There's duck. And yep, sure enough. Okay, there's our goats. Okay, we're in good shape. And these guys are... Where is that? They cannot be out. Can they? Did I just miss that? They're out of cows? How much meat do we have? We've got 700 smoked beef, which reminds me, let's go ahead and set up our trade. I do it every time. I forget to hit that at the bottom. It's just so tempting with that search bar there. Every time. You'd think I'd learn. And maybe eventually I will, but today apparently is still not enough time for me to have learned. Okay, so we want to sell everything over 0. So that's going to sell off the 900 here pretty quick. Okay, so now we can right click on that. We're good to go. Our poor fish, those numbers have never added up. We're constantly getting error messages for that. But I believe 2 smokehouses is going to work. In fact, look at that. That's tons of beef, and they're only using 100 each time. Let's go ahead and do another smokehouse. Let's see where we can fit this thing. Can I fit it? Nope, can't fit it there. So I'm just going to have to put it right up here. And that's no problem. Again, space is not a huge issue. Where can we put... I'm thinking our employees can go right there. That'll be perfect. So we know we need 4 more for that. In fact, let's just go ahead and put it right there. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to slow things down a little bit because you notice that we're ready for some more research. So let's hop down here to research. And where was that? Sales training, there we go. So $2,500 there. So again, money is no object, and these are not going to take very long. We're at $6.5 or $6.6 million right now, so we are perfectly fine there. We know who we need, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can get 4. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll just go ahead and get this one. It's got endurance on there. It doesn't have really what we're looking for, but just to keep things moving. Oh, look at that. The manufacturing pop in there. As soon as I do that, let's go ahead and grab. 1 more there. All right. I'm sorry, Arthur, but I'm just going to go ahead and release you. All right, so manufacturing is maxed out for Darcy. Let's see, Jaden needs some training. we'll do that. It is very nice to have plenty of money so that you can instantly do all of this training instead of having to wait on the money, because you guys have probably picked up on the fact over the course of this gameplay that I will definitely forget. As we get to moving around doing stuff, I will easily forget to choose the training and go back and do things that need to be done. All right, so we're good there. What about, are we still good on electricity? Seriously? Yeah, we're good to go. At least for the time being, anyway. All right, so we're going to need some more beef there. Let's see, do we have any, yeah, a little bit in there. So, a little bit there. And how much are these guys storing? Oh, not much. How are these guys going through it so quick? I am missing something. Because they only use 100 each time, and there was like 11 or 1200 on there. I know we're on fast forward, but come on now. Is it really that fast? Maybe it is. Maybe fast forward is just processing so much quicker than I thought. All right, 3 days, we're almost done with our training. And as I look around, I'm not seeing anybody with 4. What about new animals? Pigsty, we've got new animals. And that's it. We've also harvested some grass. Now, this isn't really the time to be making new fields, but I think we're about ready to do some fields when we come back next time. But for today, we've done good so far. However, I am feeling like we're going to run out of meat with this. It's just not going to happen. We just don't have enough animals, I don't think. So what I want to do now, in fact, let's just go ahead and leave this on fast forward. First things first, let's go ahead and, did it let me do it? Let's go ahead and get past. Summer is here. All right, there we go. We're into summer. That's a good time to pause it. Training is finished. Let's get our new training started before I forget about it. Okay, so this is going to give us a 20% increase. We had 10%, now 20%, and that is huge because that's going to mean more money. We're now at the 7 million mark. Okay, let's just take a quick glance here. Make sure everybody's got the right resources that they're looking for and that's being created. All right, so far so good. All right, I'm seeing, yeah, these guys are just running really low on meat. So let's go ahead and let's get some new enclosures up and running here. Animals, we want, where am I at here? Small cow shed, medium, we want the large cow shed. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that's going to take some room there, and that's okay. Again, that's not a huge deal for me. I think, what if I do this? Am I going to have enough? I will not quite have enough room. That's okay. That's okay. What I will do instead with this space, let's go ahead and let's get, no, that's going to mess up everything, isn't it? No matter what I do with these. Yeah, maybe not. Nothing I do with these cows is going to help. I could have put some down there. Okay, let's just go with it. It's not a huge deal. Let's get some storage because I know we've got warehouse over there, but I'm going to continue adding these suckers down. Let's go ahead and just add one right there. And then while we're at it, we might as well get some housing because we know we're certainly going to need that. And then we also know that we're going to need the manure storage. Let's see, let's get that right there. Okay, and I think we're good to go as far as everything. So we're going to have another barn. We're going to have housing. We're going to have the manure storage. We've got a A warehouse there. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and once again put it on fast forward. So yeah, this is where our grid is going to be all kinds of messed up. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so we've got enough room for another employee housing right there if need be. We've also got room down here as well. Okay, these guys should, and once again, there goes my camera. I knew that before I clicked on that, but I clicked on it anyway. Okay, there we go. So, no electricity. All right, about time we got that message. I've been waiting on that message the entire video. And we'll put this... Let's go ahead and put one right there. And connect it right there. Let's get another one. Actually, we don't need another one just yet. All right, no, we do not. Okay, and let's see, what else could we use? I'm thinking, let's just go ahead and complete that. We'll figure out what we're going to put in there. But I want another one of these. Let's go ahead and buy some animals. We haven't gotten anything with the deer. All right, we want to buy... Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and buy all of these right now because I'm sure we need some more meat over here. So I'll go ahead and do that. What are we using for food? So we're using everything but the oats. That's our existing food setup, so we'll go ahead and do that. Just to keep things the same. All right, we need 3 workers. All right, not a problem. Let's go ahead and grab 3 workers. This time we want the animal. You gave me no animals? Like none? That is no good at all. Okay, well, we'll come back out, and can I get it to reset by coming out and then going back in? I don't think so. But let's find out. Well, we got 1. How about that? We got an employee. Okay, there we go. Now we'll get them in here. Eventually, I see 2 and 3. Again, I'm not paying any attention to the cost or anything because honestly, it really doesn't matter at this point. We've got tons of money, and I haven't really seen it make any difference with happiness or anything. I mean, we haven't had anybody leave, at least to the best of my knowledge. I haven't seen anything with that. So as far as I can tell, we're in good shape. Okay, so now we've got workers coming in here. They should hop out and start getting some food. The vet is right there. Shouldn't be an issue to get over here. Let's go ahead and put... Let's get some more logistics over here. I don't want to get too far away. In fact, that's a good idea. Let's just go ahead and use this area for logistics. A lot of wasted space there, which kind of gets on my nerves a little bit, but it is what it is. All right, so we've got 3 workers in there. I'm thinking, let's go ahead and I want another one. All right, we need to update this so that these guys will come and use this new cow shed. Let's go just a bit over half. I'm a little worried that all of these are still at 2, unless they've come and got them. That's bothering me a little bit. I'm just not sure about that. Let's go ahead and just let this be 3. I just don't know enough about this, and with these small numbers, that worries me. So let's go ahead and move all of these to 3 to make sure. And then, same thing here. I'm going to leave it, not only do I want to leave it an even number, but I also want to make sure it's just a bit over half. Because we'll see. We'll see. I don't know exactly how the breeding mechanic works. I haven't studied that extensively, so we'll go with that. Now, what I'm going to do on the other side, let's see, we've got a couple of options here. Because where I want to go as we finish up today's video, I want to do a couple of things. Number one, I want to do another field. Looks like we're going to have to save that for next time. We'll just go ahead and make a fresh start next video for that. I was thinking about adding another smokehouse, but I think I'm just going to leave it at a 2-to-1. I think that's going to be perfect in the long term. But then I want to, let's go all the way to the end. I want to get some more cows. Wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. That's the right one. I knew immediately that was way too small to be correct. And I'm thinking I'm going to put it right here. My other thought was to put it up here. But I think for now, I'm just going to stick with this area down here. It keeps our grid intact, but that's about all it does. All right, how close are we to the edge over here? Oh, we still got plenty of room up here to expand. And again, nothing is too terribly far from storage. This one has got just a little ways to go, but not too bad, really. I think we're in good shape. Okay, they've come by to get the animals, so we're good there. In fact, I'm starting to think we don't have enough vets. Really starting to worry about that. Let's see, new animal pigsty. Yep, just pigs so far there. There we go. All right, show. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's at least working now with 3 in there. If we leave it at 3, I think. All right, that's going to give us 3 in there. Does it give us 4? It only had 2 in there, so maybe the 2 is working. All right, I like that. I like that. Now, that has convinced me that we're just going to leave that. We're going to leave everything at 2. Now that I know it's working, it just took a little bit longer for the cows. Not every animal has the same rate of reproduction, so... All right, that's 2 on all of them. Okay, so it turns out we didn't need to make that change after all, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. All right, everybody is ready to go here. Let's hire some more people. And... get back up there. All right, so 1... 2 and 3. Okay, let's grab those. Everybody needs to be fully trained. All right, Bella only needed 1 upgrade. And then Oscar needed a couple. Let's get these guys assigned. 1, 2, and 3. We need to buy some cows, and once again I'm just going to go ahead and buy all of them so that we can get a steady supply of beef in here, an influx of beef into this slaughterhouse pretty quick. And same thing here, let's go ahead and do 8. Okay, so I believe we are all up and running. Certainly not going to pretend that this is the most efficient setup, but I believe we've gotten everything we need. We've added a couple new large cow enclosures. Oh, I need to do the food. Almost forgot to do the food. That would definitely have not have been good. Okay, we've got logistics nearby. We've got employees nearby. We've got storage nearby. We've got, I believe, everything that we need. Let's actually check the manure storage. We're at 150,000. 220 is the max. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more of that. I don't want it to max out. Actually, that reminds me. Something I meant to take into account when we were dealing over here with the fertilizer. Since I wanted to use our natural fertilizer, but it just didn't seem like they wanted to do that. So I think what I'm going to do, and we'll just see if this causes any trouble, but we're going to sell the manure. So let's go ahead and set that up. All right, let's see. What do we have? Let's go ahead and add a trade item. All right, what don't you like? We may have to deal with this a different time. Are we already? Oh, yeah, it's already in here. Okay. Sell above. I tell you what, let's do 63,000. Let's just keep 3. I tell you what, let's keep 10. Just in case it is able to use it. We'll keep a little bit on hand and just sell off everything above that. Where is the other? There we go. We got 96 grand of that. I'll do the same thing. I have no idea how much of this it would use for the field, but it doesn't seem like it's going to use any at all. So we'll just be on the safe side. We'll keep a little bit around, and we'll see if that causes any trouble long term. I don't think it will, but you just never know. All right, and I think we're good to go. Now, we've got plenty of more options for some more smokehouses. I mean, we've got goats down here. For that, we've got our pigs. We've got our chickens. So we could have several more smokehouses just with what we've already got going in our existing operations. But that's going to do it for today. Hey, we learned some new stuff. We got some new toys to play with, and we have that new market demand feature to take into account as we continue to expand. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and stick around as we will continue our gameplay series of Farm Manager 2021.